And so today we're here to finish up the 3 new character showcases. Yesterday we tried out Yamamoto, absolute beast of a character in Brave Battles. And the day before, we tried out one of, if not my favorite character in the entire game, new Yachiru Unohana. Both of those characters are great in where they want to be used in. Now let's have a look at the first character in the banner, which definitely wasn't the most exciting of the 3, but he does hold some good value, and he's a character I'm definitely happy to have. So in this case, we have Chojiro, a technique swordsman with the Quincy killer ability. The killer itself isn't really the greatest out there, but I will be honest, I do like it. We do need more Quincy killers, because truth be told, there isn't that many other great options. Now, the best way to look at Chojiro is he's a support character, can do some respectable damage himself. Generally, his damage output is not bad, and he also is a farmer. So it's not really best to compare him to some of the other better characters in the game that just breeze through any content because they have really good strong attacks, really good damage output. He's going to be a more slow support character, but always good to use if you possibly can. So for starters, let's look at his farming potential. Firstly, his soul trait is speed, droplet drop rate, plus 30%. So he increases droplets by 30%. That's not too bad. It's a soul trait. You can use that for other characters to get more value. Of course, that also does go for himself. Alongside that, he does increase the amount of links or potions you can get by plus 5. So increasing the droplets and also links or potions, that's overall good. But then he's also the first of many characters potentially in the future where you get guaranteed plus 10 droplets. And that's actually pretty good, I must say. One thing you'll see when it comes to the speed droplet drop rate is that this is solely dependent on how many droplets you get in that particular quest. Sometimes you don't get that many droplets, and that 30% increase is barely anything noteworthy. But with this particular skill, increased speed droplet, you're guaranteed 10 droplets a run. If you're in epic grade, for example, you're guaranteed 60 droplets if you are bringing Chojiro, with of course the guaranteed 5 links or potions per Chojiro, and then you're also increasing the base droplet drop rate by 30%. So he's a new type of farmer, a droplet farmer, and a good one at that. If you need droplets, this character's going to be great to own. Now, disregarding his farming potential, let's look at his damage output. For starters, Devastation plus 60%. He then has Frenzy plus 2. He has an increased chance to inflict stat ailment, which is Paralysis. And that's important to know because he does have 2 skills that increase the amount of damage he does to paralyzed enemies. In this case, 40% more damage to paralyzed enemies, and then an additional 40% more damage to enemies afflicted with a status ailment that he can give to your team if you are a technique swordsman. And this skill is definitely starting to see a lot more usage in co-op type of content, in Guild Quest for example. It allows nukers to nuke even harder. It's a really good team support ability, and this overall allows himself to do 80% more damage when he does inflict a status ailment, and more often than not, he is inflicting a status ailment thanks to this particular skill. And then he's also the second character in the game to have another team party buff, increasing technique attribute characters swordborne damage by 30%. So the fact that he has these 2 damage increase buffs on one character makes him a really good team support character, potentially one of the best in the entire game. And this can pair well great with characters like Arthur Ichigo and even Spirit's Arthur Toshiro, potentially allowing Toshiro to nuke all 5 waves with just 1 soulborne. And then of course he has some extra utility effects. He has the built-in recharge, guard break, hidden enemies. He has the extra flash step with Havoc. Overall, this character might not seem like anything super crazy, but he's a farmer. You can get droplets, links or potions. He's overall going to be good. Like, he has a good set of strong attacks, frenzy plus 2, increased chance to inflict stat ailments, and then 80% more damage to those particular enemies. And then he also doubles down as a great support character, buffing your potential even better characters. So overall, pretty solid. Let's try him out. Alright, so first up, we're going to try him out in epic raids, because ideally that's where you want to use him, right? He's a current bonus in this epic raids, and of course, farming epic raids right now is the best place to get both droplets and also links or potions. For those wondering, this is the build that we are using, and for bonus abilities, we gave him full stamina and also weakened defense. So keep in mind, this epic raid for Mario only has around 15 million HP. It's kind of easy to go for, especially when you are a bonus, right? As you can see there, damage output not really going to be an issue. This character will constantly be inflicting stat ailments, and that allows your entire team just to do more damage, right? And I kind of like the idea that he's a support character. It is, after all, Chojiro when he was in his, younger self. But you can see we're going to go for his quest relatively easy. Let me use my soul to get the weakened defense. Once we apply a status, okay, we just nuked all the way through. Okay, we'll take it. But once you do apply a status ailment, that therefore means everyone in your lobby is now doing 80% more damage. Right now, you can almost guarantee for Chojiro just to join your lobby. There are a lot of people playing with him right now, and what you're going to see here is just an amazing set of droplets and also elixir potions. Look at that. Amazing. 108 droplets in this particular run. And this is only the normal difficulty, right? In the awakened difficulty, it drops more droplets, so you'd probably get around 120 plus droplets in the awakened difficulty, and then once more, we'd get around 10 extra potions in the awakened difficulty. But still, for the normal difficulty right now, consider consistent 40 plus links or potions while also getting droplets is actually really good. But remember, you can also get even more value. In this case, we've now swapped out a full stamina link for the rose link, so we're getting 30% more droplets. And then I also had my ult join with the Momo link, so more links or potions, and once more droplets. And we can kind of afford to use those particular links. It does decrease our damage output, but for the most part, it's not even going to really have an effect on the overall clear time. Again, the boss itself doesn't have that much HP, right? And even if it did, we are using Chojiro. We can do some respectable amount of damage since we are a bonus, right? This run does seem to be on the slower side, I must say. But even then, I mean, like, what, less than 30 seconds to go for an epic raid really isn't that bad. Especially when we're getting the bonus drops like we are about to get now. So let's see, did those links have an effect? Most likely did. The more people that do use the Momo link or the Rose link, for example, the better, because then you're getting more value. So in that case, you can see it did, for the most part, make a difference. Almost every single run here, we had above 100 droplets, and that's really good. In this run in particular, Soul Ticket number 5, we had 123 droplets, and that's really, really good. I do kind of like this, and keep in mind, I'm someone that's trying to max links on all my characters. 2T20, and I do need to farm still around 300,000 more droplets in every single attribute. And thanks to this Chojiro, I'm going to get that milestone a lot quicker when compared to other attributes because we are getting guaranteed droplets. I do like the combination of links or potions and also droplets. That plus 10 droplet skill really does make a difference. Again, with the 6 Chojiros that we do have, we're getting guaranteed 60 droplets. Into our third run, though, I did check the people that joined my lobby, and none of them have any extra farming links, which is fine. I'm not picky, but it does like we have a lot of new players or somewhat newer players in my lobby. So I guess I'm helping them out here, right? There, someone went off. As always, if you are playing Epic Raid with Chojiro, ideally you do want to have full stamina damage and also weakened defense. After using Chojiro's Soulbomb, you're already allowing your team to do 80% more damage. You might as well get that extra damage output with the weakened defense, giving you 30% more damage. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use my Soulbomb. There we go. And then literally 1 to 2 strong attacks, put down the boss. 30-second clear time, very consistent. You love to see it. And we had people on auto. Now, when the next epic raid boss, the awakened one, comes out, Chojiro will not be a bonus, and the boss itself will have almost triple the amount of HP. So at that point, if you want to clear fast, you'd have to actually put in the work. Right now, it's kind of just casually farming it. 30-second clear time, another example with 100 plus droplets guaranteed in every single run. This is nice, I must say. And again, it's going to get even better once the awakened difficulty releases. Alright, we're going to do one more run, and then we're going to take the character into Enriched Droplet Zone. The best place to strictly farm droplets. But this one we're going a lot faster. Okay, already into the potential third phase in literally less than 10 seconds. Alright, you'll have to see it. We got some good lads in this lobby. Let's use our Soul Bomb here. There we go. And if anyone had a strong attack saved, look at that. Way better run, 10-second run. Alright then, another example. This was a lot better. We had some good people in the lobby, and it does appear that at least one more person brought the Momo link, because we did get upwards to 50 links or potions there. And another example of just 100 plus guaranteed. Looks like the minimum, 105 droplets in each run. So for 10-second clear time, we got around 600 plus droplets. That's really good. You know, I wasn't really too impressed with the droplet plus 10 link, but I'm starting to like it a lot more now. I still wouldn't actively summon for a character with this, but if they do have it, I'm down for it. I'll definitely be using them when I need to farm droplets. Next up, we're going to take Chojiro into Enriched Droplet Zone. So shout out to CS and also Zan for joining. They themselves are bringing Chojiro with also the Rose link. So this is probably the best it's going to get, unless we get more technique drops in the future. But essentially with this team and also the links that we are using, we have around a 260% droplet increase. Currently, we do have 2 times droplets, by the way. And we're also guaranteeing 40 droplets in each run. Now, Droplet Zone in of itself is actually quite easy. Fortunately for us, that we actually do have Killer here. And for the most part, we are constantly paralyzing any boss that does spawn in. Like you'll see in this room in particular, I think there will be a boss stage. I think it's Misaki. If I can use a strong attack, we're most likely going to inflict it with paralysis. And at that point, that again allows us to do more damage, right? So I possibly can use my SA3. Unfortunately, she had the shield going on, but it's fine. We took her out. And now we're into the final room where I believe I can probably just use my Soul Bomb. Let me just do that. And then here we go. Once more, just like Yachiru, just like Yamamoto, I love that Soul Bomb. It's 1-to-1 with the anime. Really cool effects on it too. And there we go. Droplet Zone has been completed. Let's see what droplets we are getting in this particular run. Here we go. Look at that. 200! 200 droplets. We're only increasing the speed droplet, right? The others only get like plus 20, but look at that. 200 droplets on soul ticket number 3. Wow. You can see it's a bit inconsistent, but then again, it's still a tad bit consistent. For the most part, every run was at least giving us a minimum of 142, but when we do get the extra stage, it increases it by even more, and we're actually getting a 200 droplet run. That is really, really good, and that's ideally what you want to do with Chojiro if you are strictly farming droplets. Although I still think it's probably better off just to go into epic raids. Epic raids in general are more active, and while it's true you are getting less droplets in that particular run, you're also getting links or potions, so it kind of balances out. I still think epic raids probably has more value in that particular aspect. And lastly, let's take Chojiro into Inheritance Trials. Now, currently we are playing single-player Inheritance Trials. Do want to preface my controller is kind of broken, I'm not gonna lie. Finally gone ahead and purchased a new one. See, it's kind of making me go backwards. I'm kind of playing against myself here. In this case, I think we have to use mouse and keyboard, which I'm not really used to. But regardless, Chojiro, pretty good in Inheritance Trials. Personally, I'm not taking him into co-op IT. We could have showcased him there, but I just don't think I'm ever going to use him there, so I'd rather not. Like, you definitely could make a use for him in IT, right? I mean, Frenzy +2, increased chance to inflict stat elements, and then 80% more damage to those enemies. You can definitely make him work in IT, especially when there are Quincy enemies. But personally for me, I'm not really given a reason to, right? If it was increasing the amount of super links or potions you could get, then sure, I'd use him there. Or if it was like a massive damage deal like Yachiru, then I would take him in there. So I don't think it's really a bad thing that I'm not going to showcase him there. At least in co-op IT, again, you could if you wanted to. Personally, I'm not. And that's fine, to be fair. He's great in Inheritance Zone, great in epic raids, and he's increasing the jobs that you do get in there. So it's not really that big of a deal that he's not like super amazing IT, but he's definitely up there, to be fair. I don't want to downplay him. Let's choose our Sobom. They'll take down the Ichigo boss. And let's look at the click time we did get. Probably going to be on the slower side since I'm using mouse and keyboard. I'm not used to it. I'm kind of at a handicap here because my controller kind of just broke. But we got a 1 minute and 29 second clear time. 2 out of 5. No killer. We can get faster. Let's try that once more. I do want to add though, I'm actually really liking this character's visuals. I must say, like this cloud effect with the lightning looks really good. When I first saw the character's gameplay, when the character first got revealed, I liked the visuals, but I didn't think much of it. But after playing with the character, that SA3 may be underrated in terms of visuals. This looks really cool. I like it. I'm liking the character's visuals. I generally do like playing with him, which is not something I thought I'd say, to be honest. I knew he was going to be a solid character, and I do think he's a solid character, but I didn't think he'd be someone I want to actually play, more so just use him for the fact that he is actually a link shot farmer. But you know what? Maybe when Quincy enemies are in Inheritance Trials, we might have to showcase him there to see how he does perform, because he will be good in that mode. And again, we already touched upon his Soul Bomb. Really do love his Soul Bomb right out of the anime too, just like the other two characters. Overall, just very solid character. Great visuals, great set of strong attacks too. Like, this SA2 is really good for the stat elements. And then again, I just love this SA3. Let that off. Feels really powerful. But let's play that Soul Bomb once more, right? For one more time, one last time. Here we go. BANKAI CHOJIRO. It's cool. What can I say? And this is the second time we got to see his Bankai in-game. And for those that don't know, maybe you're new to the game, BBS was the first media to actually showcase his Bankai outside of the manga. We do have Chojiro's Bankai already in-game. He's been out for like 3 or so years now. Kind of an okay character, to be fair. But that was the first time we saw his Bankai animated, and it was unique to the game, which I thought was really cool. Because we never actually see Chojiro in his adult form use the Bankai. It's only the past form. So it's cool that we finally got this character here. So yeah, overall, really impressed with this character, I must say. Again, the best way to think about him is that he's not like a massive powerhouse. He has different values when compared to someone like Yachiru, right? Yachiru's a character that goes in and just absolutely decimates anything she goes against, while also just being really fun at the same time. Chojiro is more of a support character. Again, 2 of his skills, buffing story per characters, technique ones at that. The 40% more damage to enemies afflicted with an ailment, and of course the 30% more damage on your soul bomb. And the fact that he does both in one is really good for any future technique story per killer out there, especially one that's designed to nuke in Guild Quest. This character, even without killer, is going to be their best friend in Guild Quest content. At the same time, he can farm links or potions. He can also farm droplets, the best droplet character in the game right now. And I think that's kind of cool. I will say though, I do kind of wish they maybe gave him one more farming skill. I understand the plus 10 droplets is something new for the character, and I guess it makes him valuable in that particular aspect. But when it comes to the free farm materials, super link shots, and also droplets are the least desirable, at least for me. I would have much preferred if he had plus 10 links or potions, or also plus 5 super links or potions. That's my only gripe with the character. Other than that, I think he's great. No complaints on the visuals, no complaints on the gameplay aspect. I just would have wished he had one more potential farming skill just to make him a tad bit more valuable than what he already is. because at least when it comes to the link shot aspects, he will quickly be replaced once we get a plus 10 link shot character, which is bound to happen potentially this year. But regardless, if you did pull this character, he's definitely someone you are going to be using, especially for the next month, and has some great guild quest potential. So again, overall, no complaints, just a few little nitpicks. In the comments below though, let me know what you lads think about this character. I've been having a lot of fun playing with him. I'm curious to know what you lads think. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.